Okay, the last plan that I designed is plan number 5, and this plan lesson was designed for a class in third grade of high school. The plan lesson is for a class that lasts 45 minutes, and which is an average time for a class. Um, of course, we're going to set our objectives of the day. And in listening, the students will be able to establish factors that determine a habitat, because our main theme or our main topic for the day will be habitats. In speaking, the students will be able to share experiences of habitats they may know. In reading, the students will be able to reflect on the importance of habitats. And in writing, the students will be able to describe habitats. Like in all classes, we're going to use methodologies and strategies. We are going to use two methodologies, and one of them is content language integrated learning and communicative language approach. The strategies that we're going to use are also two, which is introduce vocabulary on habitats through reading and share experiences of habitats. Okay, so the anticipatory set will be that the teacher hands out to the students a KWL chart, and I guess that everyone is familiar with these charts. The teacher asks the students to write down what they know, what they want to know, and what they have learned about habitats. Of course, what they know and what they want to know, they're going to fill in that moment. But what they have learned, they're going to leave in blank, because they have to do that at the end of the class. After that, check some responses from the students. Okay, so the teacher can check what the students want to actually know, so he can know if he's gonna if his class was well prepared. So of course, every class starts up with a warm-up activity. And in this case, the teacher gives the students a list of characteristics of places, then asks the students to choose what characteristics they like the most. Okay, so here, teachers. Well, I think the warm up activity isn't going to last too long, but it depends on the teacher if he wants the whole class to participate, or if he wants only a couple of students or a part. Or, well, an advice that I can give is that if you don't want all the students to participate, but at least pick out the students that maybe have more trouble in English, that so it can help them out. Or maybe the students are in the back part, because these are the students that almost least interact in class. Okay, so after this, the class is going to begin, and after this, the teacher pairs up the students and asks them to read a short passage on habitats. He asks them to underline vocabulary they may not know. Okay, so here, in my case, I chose a passage from Google in the internet. But if the teacher wants to create his own passage, it's even better. And so he can actually know what he wrote. Or in this case, I didn't know, but I did read it a couple of times, so I can see if this passage was according to the student's level and things like that. Okay, so after this, the students are going, while they read, they're going to underline the words that they do not understand. So the teacher will clear it out later. Okay, so then the teacher checks vocabulary through images and drills with students. The teacher, seeing that maybe the students have difficulties with some of the words, he's going to go through each one of the words that they may have underlined, and he or she is going to provide maybe images, or and of course the meaning, and for all the students to actually remember or memorize these words. Drilling is something really important. After this, the teacher asks the students to read it again, but this time the teacher provides specific questions to guide the reading. The students check along the statements they made in the KWL chart. So this time they're going to reread the passage, but this time they're going to have certain questions that have to be specifically to the passage. This way, the students will have a clear idea of what they are reading rather than just reading to read and, not giving it a meaning or something like that. After or later, the teacher checks the answers through error corrections. Okay, so the students are going to respond, and maybe the teacher is going to run over some or most. Depends on time. It depends if you have time or if you don't have time. He's going to run over the questions that the he had established to the students, and he's going to see if where are the errors, and he's going to try to correct each error. Um, in 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 a way that everyone understands in a general way. Later, the students form 6 groups. The teacher provides 6 different habitat reading, that each group must read. The teacher mixes the participants of each. After this, okay, so after the learners read in their groups, then after this, the teacher mixes the participants of each group and asks them to share what they remember from their assigned habitat. The students write the last column of KWL chart when they have what they have learned. Finally, they share their own experience regarding their favorite habitats. Okay, so then, like I said, they're going to share. Well, they're going to read, then they're going to mix up each group, everyone with everyone, and then they're going to share what they have learned. And maybe this will help for students to fill in the last part of the KWL chart with what they have learned for the day. And since they have learned new things, they're going to share, and they're going to share their favorite habitats. In modeling, the teacher draws on the board his or her own KWO chart about habitats so that students will be guided, and the teacher jots down what they know, what they want to learn. At the end of the lesson, the teacher completes their chart, showing the students the proper way to fill in the chart. In guided practice, the students answer the questions that were provided by the teacher on the habitat reading. The teacher monitors and aids the students when questions arise. In dependent practice, the students share their own experience of their favorite habitats, and in assignments, the teacher will assess the students through an observation checklist. So then again, this is my last lesson plan. And in order to make a good lesson plan, we must always take in all these considerations: warm up activities, modeling, guided practice, and many others.